A lot of things really well. Get the impression Dave Roberts would like to see them strike out a little less. The hit tool is what he said this lineup has got to get together if we want to play baseball, successful baseball, all the way through October. And some of the familiar names at the top have done really well, including Max Muncy with a bounce-back year.
Their profile is excellent, really, in terms of walks to strikeout rate, and that's the best predictor for the future. They do that exceptionally well.
And there is Dave Roberts. Yesterday had a chance to go to his son's graduation. Now he's back with the team. And Joe Musgrove's only made a couple of starts. He started April 22nd against Arizona, gave up 7 hits. And then they were in Mexico and he gave up 7 earned runs. Whereas you asked Bob Melvin when the ball went up in the air, he said you just held your breath. I mean, 2,000 feet above sea level, everything that was put in the air felt like a home run, and he gave up 3 of them. So here he is off of a blister on his right foot and some shoulder fatigue, but what an opportunity.
Yeah, what an opportunity. And after that big old weight fell on him on that big toe, he's just trying to figure out right now. But this is a great opportunity coming back home, being able to pitch in front of his crowd and hopefully silence the top of the order to let his offense get some game on.
Yeah, Cody, he dropped a kettlebell on his foot.
Yeah, that's not what you want.
No, that was before the blister. That was a broken toe. Machado, Bogarts, Ha-Sung Kim, who was so good at shortstop, moved over to second base. And Jacob Cronenworth has now moved over to first base. Soto, Adam Engel gets the start in center field. And there is Tatis Jr. in right with Spindola behind the plate for Musgrove. 6'5", 230 pounds. And he grew up in El Cajon, which is about 18 miles away from here, and a Padres season ticket holder. So a good matchup to start with Mookie Betts leading off, the right fielder. He's got 5 homers this season. First pitch is down and away. James Hoy is your home plate umpire. He calls balls and strikes. He misses away, 2 balls and no strikes. The Dodgers, while they strike out a lot, can be very patient. Mookie Betts had the 3rd lowest chase rate in baseball. Swing and a miss. Cutter at 91.
Cutter on the black at the knees usually works.
Dave Roberts says he believes Mookie Betts is in a better place physically and emotionally and personally as he's been since he's been a Dodger, and he expects great things to come as he looks at another one in there for strike 2. He believes those numbers in May are only going to keep going up and up and up as the season wears on. Not here. Good pitch from Musgrove, a slider, and after falling behind 2-0, he punches him out.
Tony, that's unfair, right? You're 2-0. You think as a hitter's count, you call the cutter, then the breaking pitch, and then he doubles up on it. But instead of being inside this time, starts middle, goes away, and gets Mookie big time, committing early.
It's like a goal line package in football. He's got a breaking ball package. Cutters, sliders, and curveballs.
Freddie Freeman, the first baseman, swing and a miss. And that fastball had some life on it at 95 to get ahead 0-1. Ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Freddie Freeman again back on top of the offensive categories for his team. Leads them in runs, in hits, and in doubles. Foul off the plate.
This is the point early in this game. He's already mixed in all of his pitches. An excellent changeup right there, and you have to feel pretty good about it on the early read. He has a good feel for everything. Breaking balls in the 2,800 RPM range. Buzzsaw quality.
1-2. Freeman, that's strike 3. Right inside that K zone, and back-to-back punch-outs to start for Musgrove.
In today's hitters, I guarantee you Freddie Freeman might go back into that dugout and say, let me take a look at it in the iPad, and he's going to realize that this pitch had movement, a lateral movement coming in. You see how much it breaks back towards the plate, gets the inside part, and locks him up.
The look of a frustrated Freddie Freeman. Here's Will Smith, the catcher. Hear the grunt from Musgrove. That one misses inside. Will Smith, 4 homers, 15 RBI, and a catcher hitting in the 3-hole, who's in the top 5% when it comes to swings resulting in hard contact, and an on base of 400. An asset to have a catcher that offensive minded. Pencil in that lineup every day.
Profile too. He walks more than he strikes out, a rarity in today's game.
Musgrove, who has for a long time growing up had issues with his feet, with his ankle, often runs in bare feet during his off days, and he did that in Mexico on the turf there. You know, and he realized once the run began, like, my gosh, this is real hot. That's where the blisters developed.
A lot different than San Diego's sand, right?
Tony told you, great numbers here at Petco Park and a chance to strike out the side. And Smith will not offer it. The slider out of the zone, 3-2.
Pitchers are flaky, Carl.
Really?
Just like of any position in any professional sport. Those guys right there.
3-2 popped up. Xander Bogaerts looks now to his left fielder Soto, who's under it, and he'll make the play. Very good inning for Joe Musgrove. He gets him 1-2-3. Top of the order, arguably the best top of the order in any team. Coming up next, been a wrecking ball against these Dodgers, and he's not alone. There have been other guys that have had great success against Los Angeles. It's Julio Urias who gets this lineup that features Tatis, Machado, and Soto. That's 1-2-3 in Major League Baseball, isn't it?
Well, yes, that's the high expectations too for this lineup. We're finally getting to see the full Monty.
Yeah.
With Tatis back.
So the lefty from Mexico's first pitch, and boy, did Julio Urias have an outstanding game last game. He started the season, was outstanding, and then he went through a little bit of a lull, and as his manager said, got a little ticked off and showed up in his last start where he was dynamite. He goes off speed there, and that misses, and now Tatis is ahead 2-0.
Tried to guide that last one. Slowed down his body on that off speed, and Tatis picked it up immediately.
Center field going back, and now coming in hard is Outman. He dives, cannot get it. Tatis goes to second, Betts throw, not in time. And James Outman took a few steps back, and then he got in too late. And Tatis is on second.
Yeah, it would have been a heck of a jump if the ball was over his head. Instead, taking those 2 steps back. That right there, gentlemen, you see it right there. Did not recognize it off the bat. Tries to make an excellent play, does not. And with the speed of Fernando Tatis Jr., he gets to second base, and that's the energy that the San Diego Padres have had ever since he's gotten back into this lineup.
So a double for Tatis, and here's Machado. And he sends one into right field. Betts runs over there. It gets past him. Tatis is in, and Machado back-to-back doubles for the Padres to start, and they lead it 1-0.
Manny Machado has been lost at the plate this year. He's not been as consistent, but every time there's a runner at second with no outs, he thinks right center. He wants to compete. Gives you that competitive at-bat. Off-speed pitch. Hands stay back and just drives it to right field. Hits hard off the bat. Ends up trading places with Fernando Tatis Jr.
That's a great sign for Machado and the Padres when you hit a changeup the other way that hard.
And now Soto, see if he's aggressive against Urias. He swings at the first one and fouls it back. 4th double of the year for Tatis. And Machado picks him up. Set the infield. Muncy. Chris Taylor shaded way up the middle in a non-shift era, as close as you can be to second base. Soto swings and drives this one to right. Mookie Betts looks up. He's at the track. The ball will die there. Machado will head to third base. Soto just missed it.
Just missed it, but got the job done. And those are the usual pitches that we've seen Juan Soto actually roll over on. 95 miles per hour down in the zone. This year, Ever since he put that Padre uniform, the inconsistency of hitting it hard but on the ground, this time was able to elevate and move Machado another 90 feet closer.
That traveled 370 feet. Runner at third for Xander Bogaerts. Who's fitting quite nicely on a team that already had Tatis, who could play shortstop, and Ha-Seong Kim, who was the shortstop. They went out and gave Xander Bogaerts a long-term deal for a boatload of money. He's gotten off to a terrific start offensively and defensively. As his manager said, he makes every play you want. Infield in for the Dodgers. And Bogaerts sends this one to right. That's deep. Betts at the track, jumps off his glove. In and out of his glove, and that's going to allow Bogaerts to get to second and Machado to score. Well, it looked like a play that Mookie didn't have to jump on, and then when he left his feet, it went in and out of the glove.
And both baseballs that have been hit in the air can go with all three. But the Outman play is one that 90% of the time he makes, and this one, I would say even 95% of the time Mookie Betts makes. Look how his right hand is feeling for the wall, never checks and sees where it's at. And that right there is one of the biggest reasons why that ball did not fall in the way.
They call that a double. Mookie will likely call it an error, and he'll join us with the microphone later today. See him rubbing that wrist with his wristband there. It's a rare misplay by Mookie Betts. So it's 2-0 Padres. 3 doubles in the inning, and here's Nelson Cruz.
Oh no.
To your point, it may be 95 for Mookie, but the stats say an 80% catch probability on that ball to Mookie. You wonder about the sun. 2-0 and a good pitch there as Nelson Cruz swings and misses. A slurve from Julio Urias.
I'm going to say the sun has no issue right now on any of those balls being hit. Even the shadows are not an issue as well. I will say, though, Carl, that Buster Olney continues his hit streak of players that he continues to interview before the game, and now Fernando Tatis Jr. just adding to it with that double.
Joe DiMaggio, watch out.
Take a look at the buildings right around Petco Park, and a 3-1 offering to Cruz fouls that off at the plate. So what does that do to a pitcher, Coney, here? First inning, you know, big game against the Padres. The first ball with a good play would have been caught. Certainly the ball to Betts.
Yeah, I mean, it's two sides of the coin here, right? I mean, in terms of there's some loud sounds coming off the bat as well. I mean, it's not all on the outfielders, although both plays easily could have been made. We're trying to just get out of this inning, keep it right there.
3-2 to Cruz in the hole. Taylor fields it with a backhand, and a good throw to get Nelson Cruz. Good play by Taylor at short. James Outman is certainly in the Rookie of the Year conversation, but 2 steps back and then off the heel of his glove.
Yeah, both balls hit the glove.
Yeah.
Ball hits an outfielder's glove, you got to expect that it's going to be caught.
Two down. Here's Jake Cronenworth, the first baseman, and he fouls one off into the stands down the left side. Bogaerts was halfway to third base. 2 outs that really make a big deal, but there's nobody looking at him at second base with that secondary lead of his.
It's always the first inning for any starting pitcher.
Yeah.
Generally because it's the best hitters you're facing at the top of the order.
Going Jake Cronenworth hits this one hard left field. Peralta going back. Now he puts the brakes on, and he's there to make the play. But to your point, some loud noise off the bats of the Padres, and 3 doubles result in 2 runs. Tatis got it rolling. Machado picked it up, and then Xander knocked him in. 2-zip after 1. tequila brought to you by those who drink it. And the Padres were drinking celebration glasses all postseason last year after knocking off the Dodgers, slaying the Dragon. It was game 4 of the NLDS in which they clinched it. Cornworth had the big hit. Hader closed it out. Remember, of course, Musgrove was outstanding in that division series. And it's a series during the regular season that the Padres had no success against Los Angeles, as we start the second inning with Musgrove on the mound and Max Muncy at the plate. He's been outstanding with the 12 homers to lead the league. Max Muncy in there for a strike.
One thing we've learned after tough losses in big games is if you're on the losing side, don't stay on the bench. You're going to become a meme somehow.
That's right.
Somewhere.
Here you go. Muncy hooks this one to right. Tatis. Did he hold on to it? Yes. What a catch, Fernando Tatis.
What a catch. What a jump by Fernando Tatis Jr. As Tony Gwynn Jr. right next to us starts putting out a star as a star of a play. Excellent jump. What a read. You want some athleticism. This is why the San Diego Padres believe that Fernando Tatis Jr.'s star is going to shine bright in right field.
How did the ball stay in the glove? And it certainly appeared as if it did. And it looks like the Dodgers may want to review it. And Fernando Tatis appears to have made the catch.
I don't know if you see anything there that's enough to overturn it either way.
Everybody here in the stadium, including Tatis, looking up at the big video scoreboard in left field. The angle at which the glove is trapping the baseball, but there's no indication the baseball ever comes out of the glove.
And what I've seen so far this year is because each team has 15 seconds to be able to call and tell the umpire, look, we want to replay it or not. We've seen a lot more plays not be overturned. So a lot of the video guys in the clubhouse have had to make a rush assumption on this. Yeah. This one did not look like it fell.
If the ball did hit the ground, you can't see it. I mean, right there, if that ball hits the ground, there's no way to tell.
And to Eduardo's point, we've heard it from a bunch of managers. We have very little time. Here's the call.
After review, the call on the field stands. It is a catch. Los Angeles will lose their challenge.
So the Dodgers lose their challenge. Tatis makes an outstanding play in right field. And to your point, Eddie, you're down 2-0. Musgrove looks good early. We could have a runner at first or second base. Let's challenge it. But hang a star next to that play by Tatis. One of the better stories in baseball so far this season, the return of Jason Hayward. Of course, the Braves superstar, and then the Cubs basically let him go. The Dodgers were the only team, he said, that they called once, they called twice, they called 3 times. And they have really helped change his swing. It's one of those swings we all watched for years, and you just saw a little hitch, and you wondered, can he just get rid of that hitch, and it'll help him? They seem to have figured out something here.
Yeah, they seem to have figured out something, but what they found out early on is the character is real.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first thing they found out, and then the process started from there.
0-2, swing and a miss. Musgrove will pick up another strikeout as the pitcher Nola throws down to first. Now, Dave Roberts has been around baseball forever, and he emphatically declared Jason Hayward the #1 guy he's ever come across in a clubhouse. And it wasn't like, yeah, it's close to so-and-so. It was the #1 guy, no questions asked.
Character's never been an issue. Obviously a high character gentleman right there.
James Outman swings at the first one and fouls it off.
Guys, go back to 2016 when the Cubs won the World Series, and who was the guy in the clubhouse who spoke up?
Yeah,
it's Jason Hayward.
During the rain delay.
During that rain delay, and it changed that game around in the series completely around.
I love how Musgrove's going about it in the early going here, really establishing his fastball in the inside corner to lefties.
And he's got that too. And you just saw that shot of Hayward on the bench. He's the guy that has taken this kid under his wing, and James Outman, the center fielder, has benefited from all of the wisdom Jason Hayward can impart. The rookie of the month in April. He's got 3 triples, but how about a 973 OPS with a 164 weighted runs created plus for Outman. Hayward's had a lot to do with it. And this ball is sky high. Tatis gives way to the center fielder Engel, who's under it, and that'll do it. Musgrove has faced 6 through 2 innings, and he was assisted in that half by an outstanding play by that guy. One more look at the catch as we go to break from Fernando Tatis Jr.
First, you get the jump. Second, you have the athleticism, and then a little drama to go with it.
Perez Buster Olney. See what Julio Urias does in his 2nd inning of work. Padres 3 first-inning doubles, first time since April 15th, 2021 at Pittsburgh. Sarah Lang's working with us tonight. She's got a couple of great notes on that first inning for Urias and what the Padres were able to do. First time he has allowed 3 or more doubles in an inning in his career. And it was the 4th time allowing 3 or more extra base hits in an inning. The first since June of 21 at San Diego.
You got that from Sarah Langs, didn't you?
I sure did. Ha-Seong Kim looks at one down. It feels like, Coney, you tell me, you've been on the mound. How big an inning is this for Urias after the first inning?
Yeah, it is big. You know, you want to settle in and prove to your team and yourself that you're over that first inning and you're going to take control of this game and keep your team in the game.
And you get 7, 8, 9 up. Kim gives this a ride, but the wind is keeping it in the ballpark into the glove of Outman. All right, next week, Sunday night, the Cardinals. Boy, what an interesting and brutal start for St. Louis. They got a win today. They'll be at Fenway Park, take on the Red Sox in their season finales. We'll call it on ESPN. It's going to be available on Deportes and ESPN Radio. We'll start at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight. Sunday night countdown. 11-24 for the Cardinals, and the Red Sox at 21-15, beaten by the Phillies. Schwarber had a big home run in that game, but the Red Sox have been as hot a team, winning what, 8 in a row prior to today. So we'll see them next week at Fenway Park.
Oh, by the way, Chris Sale's back
He certainly looks that way. After the pop out to center, Nola swings and fouls this one straight back. An amazing run of success for the Dodgers versus the Padres in season series. Popped up, Freddie Freeman going out, Betts coming in, still coming in, he's there and he makes the play. Good running catch by Mookie Betts.
It's an excellent play by Mookie Betts, coming a long distance to be able to make this play. 95 miles per hour up in the zone, and he just does not hesitate whatsoever. Calls Freddie Freeman off. Watch the communication here. As a first baseman, you're going out. Freddie taking a peek at Mookie, saying this one's on you. That's how you communicate right there, Mookie.
It's probably fair, too. I mean, it's right on the border of being fair.
Yep. Adam Engel, the 9-hitter. Ouch, foul right off of Smith's mask. So the Dodgers have won the season series 12 years in a row, and of course fewer games this year, 13 against each other. They've won the NOS 9 times in the last 10. It almost feels like by mistake that the Padres would have won 1.
Law of averages, right? Somewhere along the line. Guess that's why Peter Seidler called him the Dragon up the freeway there. Going to slay that dragon.
Good changeup from Urias to get ahead of Adam Engel.
One thing about Urias is he's fearless on the mound. He fills up the strike zone, has a career 1.10 whip as a Dodger.
Off. Trying to mess up with Engel's timing right there. Double pumped. Little hitch on that delivery by Urias. Something he's tried to do this year, just with deception.
called straight up here. So Engel had a hamstring injury. He missed basically all month, and Jose Azocar went on the IL with left elbow inflammation. Are you messing up a guy's timing who doesn't really quite have timing yet?
I think what he is not taking anything for granted. There it is again.
Yep. High.
Sometimes you do it for yourself on the mound too. We saw Urias warming up in the bullpen, working on staying back. The pitching coach kind of doing throws without the baseball and a band tied around his waist, trying to hold him back. I used to do that a long time ago when I pitched. Was you're just trying to find your rhythm. You're trying to find that sit on your back leg where everything stems from. The great Sandy Koufax said that the only thing connected to the ground is your back leg in the middle of your delivery. That controls everything.
No delay here, but one right back to him, and he will flip it over to Freddie Freeman rather nonchalantly, but he goes 1, 2, 3 here in the second inning. Kim, Nola, and Engel, he gets them in order.
Back here in San Diego with Padres manager Bob Melvin, describe what Fernando Tatis Jr. has brought to your team.
I mean, it's like a lightning bolt. He's just, he's a bundle of energy, and on top of that, he's a pretty good player. So, the talent shows up everywhere, and it showed up pretty quickly in this game.
What are you seeing in Joe Musgrove's stuff early in this game?
Pretty good. A little right on his fastball. Has different shapes to his breaking ball. When you face guys and teams that, that know you and you face them quite often, you got to make some adjustments. So far, so good.
Bob, thanks. Carl, back to you.
Think about Bob Melvin's journey, of course, from Oakland here to San Diego, and it just keeps raining megastars for a guy used to not having that many stars in his lineup at all. The influx that he's been provided by is remarkable, and he knows the expectations that come with it. And he says every time the Padres are playing, it's a home game. It feels like a football game.
Oh, no.
That's a great point, Carl. I mean, we talk about the Padres, the excitement here, the full house. Tatis Jr. back, Manny Machado extended, but there are high expectations that come with that too. They're here. You got them here. Now you got to come through.
And walking by the stadium yesterday and everything, just seeing the young people coming out to see this squad. You look at the payroll, the way it's gone up from 19 to where it is right now. That's impressive, and the commitments that they've made for years to come.
That one high and tight to Miguel Vargas. Playing third base tonight with Taylor at shortstop. But again, you had Tatis and Kim, and you still go out and sign Bogarts. A little squibber up the middle that's fielded by Kim, and he's there to make the play. There's one down. Well, he mentioned the fact that we could have 3 news teams gathering in that vacant parking lot. The Diamondbacks have certainly been in this race early in the season, but today Joey Meneses hits his second home run of the season, a 3-run shot. Then the Nats come back and beat Arizona, and you take a look at the standings there, a game ahead of San Diego in the loss column. Arizona, and they've done it. You talk about the rules and the athleticism and the stolen bases and balls in play. It's been a secret sauce for the Diamondbacks early this season.
It really has. They can, and early in the season when they swept the Dodgers in Arizona, it's like they started to believe. They're like, this young team can play, and they've done it with defense. They've done it running the bases, putting pressure, and making the plays defensively. They have been solid in the outfield.
Here's Peralta, a one-time Diamondback, swings and misses, and a really good changeup from Musgrove.
He's locked in early in this game. We mentioned it a couple of times, but all of his pitches are on point.
That's a veteran take, isn't it, there with 2 strikes on you?
Confident take.
My goodness. Chris Taylor on deck, the 9-hole hitter, shortstop, who's got 6 home runs.
By the way the sun hits Musgrove's belt from behind, it's shiny. It's pretty cool. Haven't seen one like that yet on the mound.
That's way inside, and the first base runner of the game for the Dodgers is the 8th hitter, Peralta. He draws the walk.
Check that thing out right there. That's shiny.
Patent leather.
Gold-plated. You have to take that off if you were going through an airport? Is that getting through the detector?
Not along with my knee.
So here's Taylor. Swings at the first one and pulls it foul. Get the big home run yesterday in the Dodgers victory. And this one has popped up. Kim was shaded. He now is over in shallow right, and he gives way to Tatis. You saw Kim call it for a second, and then Tatis overruled him.
And as a coach in that dugout, you're thinking, okay, Fernando Tatis Jr. feels comfortable out there. A guy that does not feel comfortable in the outfield allows the infielder to take that ball. Instead, he calls him off, understanding that most likely Kim is there, but that's his ball to have, and that shows you the confidence that he has playing the outfield.
And now back to the top of the order. Mookie Betts.
Ball.
Breaking pitches off the plate. That started the game off. He got ahead 2-0 and ended up striking out.
Ball.
That inside fastball to right-handers, Coney. Not a lot of pitchers like to throw it. He's made a living on it early in this game.
Yeah, he really has. And that's one of the best pitches you can throw when you have an excellent breaking ball, is to be able to throw the fastball inside to complement that.
He didn't go.
Same sequence. Last time 2-0, went with the cutter. This time again 2-0, just like the first time up.
It's interesting, the back and forth. They both have the pitch com. So rather than shake his head, he'll let Nola call it. If he doesn't like it, then he'll call it himself with the button.
You can ask Mookie Betts a question. You saw that. Use the hashtag AskSNB on Twitter. Back-to-back walks here for Musgrove, who had been razor sharp. But a dangerous spot with Freddie Freeman coming up and 2 men on for the Padres.
Sort of a classic case of just trying to be a little too fine. First couple of innings, he was hitting all of his spots, including on the corners.
Freeman struck out on a nasty inside fastball his first time up, but he's got a big chance here with 2 on, 2 down in the top of the third. Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your favorite team at MLBshop.com.
In that visit by Nola, he wasn't even talking to Musgrove. It was more to the middle infielders, and I believe it was just to give him some air right here, just to regroup. It wasn't what are you doing or what are you not doing right. It was more just to give him some air here.
Change up to start. 0-1. Freeman 14 RBIs, 5 home runs.
Freeman came into this game 11 for 24.
Good numbers.
Career.
Yeah.
Off of Joe Musgrove.
1-0-2. Change up and cutter to start, the guy that has the highest sweet spot rate in baseball this season.
Nola wanted that pitch a little bit more in. Freeman knew that he missed it.
They've been very good, in particular Freeman with 2 strikes and this team with 2 outs. Sky high, playable. Bogarts is over there. Right behind him is Soto, and Xander makes the play. Freeman flies out to short with 2 men on, and that's how that inning will end. Mookie Betts will put a microphone on for us as we head. Like a variety magazine, anytime Mookie Betts joins us, you find out so much about life in LA, Hollywood, movie stars, singers, He's out there in right field. Thanks again to wear the microphone. And just like within 8 seconds, Mookie, you got one out.
Hey, I like them quick, especially on getaway days.
How are you doing? How's things going this season?
Hey, they're all right. You know, got ups and downs, but we've been playing okay. You know, it's a long season, so, you know, we got, I'm sure there's a lot more ups and downs to go through. Hopefully more ups and downs.
So one man down, and here's Machado.
He hit this ball hard in the first inning, by the way. Do you guys have a stat cast on how hard he hit it?
Yeah, it was almost 106 miles an hour.
Yeah, he hit it real hard.
Shot into the gap, yeah.
It's a little different team, this Padre team.
Yeah. It's fun, though. It makes it fun. You know, when teams all are good, I mean, you know, it makes it fun. You don't have, I mean, you know, everybody's good because everybody's in the big leagues, but, you know, you guys understand what I'm saying.
Manny and then Soto. And this one is lined into left field. Not going to be caught out there. Bounces in front of Peralta. And how about Manny Machado, 2 for 2 tonight?
And the first time with a runner at second base, he's trying to move the runner, and this time locked in. Breaking pitch at 88 miles per hour, hits it for a base hit. Mookie, on the ball that was hit towards you, was the sun a factor in that inning?
No, I just missed it. You know, sometimes you just miss it. I had another step, and I took like 3 or 4 steps on the track, and I thought I was going to hit the wall.
Soto ground ball, could be 2. Freeman to short, back to first. Mookie, as you're running off, you tell me, bigger rivalry, Dodgers, Padres, Red Sox, Yankees.
Woo. That's rough. We that's hard to choose. I say this: New York and Boston is more hostile for sure.
But this one's come a long way, hasn't it?
This one has come a long way since I've been here, but I'm grown to love it.
Well, we've grown to love you for what you've done. Thanks again, buddy. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Hard to beat where Petco Park is. San Diego Bay, Coronado not far off in the distance. Ball. 4th inning, Padres lead at 2-zip. All the action in the first inning. Fernando Tatis and Manny Machado back-to-back doubles. Juan Soto flew out to right, and then Bogarts with a double. That's how they got their 2 runs. And Musgrove has been outstanding. The breaking pitch on the inside corner, a curveball to Will Smith to even it up 1-1. Another huge crowd on hand at Petco. They get about 40 grand a season. For 2 strikes, Will Smith just called timeout. Now the clock will start again. A lot of hitters now calling timeout when they get 2 strikes on them. Trying to settle things down. He looks at a breaking pitch that just misses.
Got to keep track of how many times you do that. Call in the Yankee game today, I think it was Diaz, got called timeout twice and ended up striking out. Forgot he called timeout once in the at-bat.
Ball.
3-2.
This is in. So Bob Melvin, when asked about the rules during our manager meeting, the only thing he said, I wish maybe that everybody had 20 seconds between every pitch, and then you can kind of build an internal clock as opposed to the 15 seconds you get with no runners on and 20 with a runner on. A walk there to Will Smith. And here comes the home run hitter Max Muncy, the 3rd baseman, with 12 homers, which leads the team. He's got 28 RBIs. You know, in 18, 19, and 21, Muncy hit 35 or 36 home runs every season. Then he had that terrible elbow injury. And last year he just couldn't hit at all. He made a subtle change in his approach at the plate.
Yeah, he really did, and it's with his back leg. He uses it for timing. Incorporated it last year, let it go this year early on, and brought it back, and since he's just been lights out. It's that little jab step he takes. Little step back with his left leg right before the pitch is delivered, and he uses it as timing. For those of you in the early 90s, remember Hal Morris for the Cincinnati Reds. He used to creep up and use that timing really well. Well, Muncy uses it with that left leg.
Behind 2-0 to Muncy. He's issued 3 walks tonight. And that one bends in there for a strike. Curveball came right into the zone. 2-1.
Well, to talk about the sweepers and cutters in today's game, nothing more beautiful than a big hook.
Right. The throw over, and Smith was leaning, but he's able to dive back in.
That's one thing about Clayton Kershaw, the great Dodger pitcher, is his Cooperstown curveball seems to be the same. Nothing has changed there. Just a beautiful thing to watch.
Great description of that guy's curveball, the Cooperstown curveball. 2-1. Smith not going, and that one is in there for a strike. Bottom of the zone to Muncy.
When he needs the curveball, he's been able to land it consistently.
.30-year-old right-hander Musgrove from El Cajon, California. Strike 3, another one right at the bottom of the zone, and Muncy is caught looking.
Well, he's got a variety of different looks with his breaking ball. This is kind of a slurvy breaking ball. 83 miles an hour. We'll see it's more classified as a slider, and that high RPM rate, that's elite. When you get up in the 28, 2900 category, and then 9 inches more drop than the average curveball.
Here's Hayward.
Ball no.
.223 earned run average in the month of May, 5th among all baseball pitchers for Musgrove. The shadows have begun to creep in between the pitcher's mound and home plate. Eduardo has given us a meteorological lesson during the break, saying it's different now than it would be in September.
Yeah, once the fall solstice falls in, that'll be around mid-September.
Safe, and that was his second throw over to first.
The 15 seconds to check it. That's what it's the delay right now. Goes to the back of the bag, exactly what you have to do. That's close.
Very close, yeah.
So much pressure on
San Diego is challenging
the replay guys in the clubhouse, as those 15 seconds are huge. They look from that angle that he got him.
It's fascinating too. Cronenworth will immediately watch Cronenworth's reaction as he tags him. Probably can't see where the hand is of Muncy, but right away goes to his own bench to say challenge.
Yeah, definitively. That's a great pickup, Carl. He thinks he got him.
But how does he know where Cronenworth, how does he know where Smith's hand is? Does he hear it? You think he looks out of his right eye to see it?
Oh, he can see. As a first baseman, you can tell. And I like that he did not try to go to the hand. He went to the closest part of the body, because you lean on replay. Once replay changed the way that first basemen actually go after a tag, it's hard for the umpire to see both.
Harder for a right-handed first baseman to make that play, because he's got to catch the ball and reach a little bit to make the tag, whereas a left-handed first baseman can just wait longer to catch the ball and go straight down, but still looks like he got him.
You want to get real deep here. You would think that when his hand hits the bag, his fingers would collapse.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe.
And they call him safe. It's right there. You see the fingers come down as the glove hits him, and it was not enough to overturn the call.
It's a hard sell right there, man. I'm a Padre fan. I'm not too happy, but if I'm a Dodger fan all over the country, I'm elated.
Hayward fouls out at the plate.
Getting back to my Jim Cantori moment with the
Yeah.
fall solstice and summer solstice right here. When it comes to September, August, September, and especially October baseball, the shadows will come in and will creep in more behind home plate than it is right now, almost in between third and you could say left field. That's why it's not so difficult right now for the hitter. Even with the shadows, it doesn't make that much of a difference as it would later on during the year.
Remember doing the spring training game when Jason Hayward first appeared in a Braves uniform, and he hit a home run at Walt Disney World's ballpark into the window of an executive. Smith goes down to second. There's the throw, not in time as Hayward strikes out. As he goes back to the bench, and just finished by saying nothing about Jason Hayward physically has changed. He actually may be in better shape now than he was when he was a rookie.
He was, and keep an eye from the ump cam. Smith, what a great jump. He knows how difficult it is for a catcher. Once that ball hits dirt, he saw it, took off, did not hesitate, and you at least take an extra 90, and now it just takes a base hit to score him with 2 outs. Beautiful job.
Camera angle too on that curveball, just disappeared.
And now the rookie Outman pops up the first one, and this should be playable in foul territory. Machado, and a very quiet at bat for James Outman. 2 more strikeouts for Musgrove in the inning. He's got 5 in the.
Back here in San Diego with Dodgers manager Dave Roberts. What kind of challenge is Joe Musgrove presenting for your hitters tonight?
You know, I think tonight, you know, Joe's throwing the kitchen sink at us. He's got a good fastball, arm side. He's working all quadrants. He's got the cutter work, and he's got a breaking ball, you know, that he got back into the count with against Muncy, put him away with that, able to shorten it. So he's got good feel. So, you know, with Joe, he's going to bring his best against us. And I think Julio's throwing the baseball well. There's a couple outs that we didn't make plays in the first inning. Outside of that, I thought he's been pretty good.
What's Jason Hayward's impact been on your team?
I think you just can't quantify it. I think on the field, he's playing really well. And what he's doing with the clubhouse, the culture, just pouring into young guys, veteran guys, doing things the right way, playing the right way, it's going to have it has an exponential effect on our clubhouse.
Dave, thanks. Carl, back to you.
50 years young, Dave Roberts. Doc, of course, who was a Major League outfielder, had the big stolen base for the Red Sox in their series. They won the World Series, played for 5 teams, and, of course, been the manager here in L.A. with the Dodgers since 2016. He coached the Padres as Bogarts puts this one up in the air, and it's into the glove of Freddie Freeman for the first out.
We made our own tequila, so we'd always have a reason to get together, so you'd always have a reason to get together. Grab a glass, amigo. Our casa is your casa.
Veteran Nelson Cruz now to the plate, the designated hitter. He and Matt Carpenter will flip-flop the DH roles. Saw Carpenter earlier today raving about what it's like to be with this organization.
Time out! What was that?
Saw the home plate umpire run out to converse with Nelson Cruz on some conversation they had there at the plate. And Cruz sends this one sky high towards the corner and left. He's watching it, and right in the corner, making a nice leaping catch, is David Peralta. Difficult play in a ballpark he's not too familiar with, to go to the line and make the play.
Yeah, and it shoots out down the line there. This is a heck of a job by David Peralta. See, right after that Otis sign, it goes out, shoots out. So he has to take a leap of faith that he knows exactly where he is. Doesn't take a peek. Right there, jumps up. Rarely see 2 hands go up when an outfielder jumps up for a baseball.
Fastball at 95 in Cronenworth. Since the early double barrage in the first inning, Urias has given up just a single. He's been outstanding and benefited from a double play.
The car, you could say that 2 out of the 3 doubles should have been caught, right?
Exactly. That was Dave Roberts' point to Buster. That's hit hard, and it's underneath the glove of Vargas. And that may be another one that the defense will tell their pitcher, I could have had that. Maybe I should have had that. It was exploded. 103 off the bat. And they'll give him a hit on that one. And you can see a difficult play for Vargas.
Tony, it just seems like the guys up the middle, we saw Outman early on, didn't get a good jump. There, it seemed like Vargas didn't pick it up as well, showing the frustration of Urias on the mound because of it. Those are plays that Dodgers are used to seeing being made. Wonder if the shadows are actually working against that.
I was going to bring that up, but then I thought you'd put on your Jim Cantore coat and dispute it. Perhaps it's difficult to pick the ball up out of the shadow. But late on 95 was Ha-Seong Kim. That was by him when he swung at it. 0-2.
We know when the fall solstice is now, though. Sarah Langs looked it up for us.
September 23rd.
Fall solstice.
Did I say it wrong?
No. I think I just did.
Tony did, trying to repeat it. We get another chance. Go ahead, Coney.
Solstice.
There you go. Happy birthday to Sarah Lang. She celebrated her 30th birthday on May 2nd. A huge day for Sarah and for those of us that know her and love her. 30th birthday. And Urias goes over to first.
Yeah, one thing I think official scorers are becoming better at is taking exit velocity into account.
Sure.
On the defensive side of things. Ball comes off the bat at 103, 104 miles an hour. A little higher degree of difficulty.
Well, at some point, isn't there going to be a program that will take into consideration all of those factors, including where the infielder was set, his ability to get to a ball and dictate whether that was a hit or should have been caught?
Yeah, I mean,
that's coming.
It is. Artificial intelligence is going to take our jobs away, too.
Oh, Coney.
Everything will be an algorithm.
AI would not have come up with the date of the fall solstice that quickly. Former star of the Korean baseball organization. Runner goes, and Kim. Urias will barehand and go to first, not in time. The second throw that Urias has made to first base, that clearly could have been made a little harder. And Kim, with great hustle, beats it out.
Well, the thing of it is that
his foot came off the base.
Yes, I think that's the end of the play. Freddie had to come get that ball.
You got to throw that ball, though.
You got to throw that ball, and you know, there's been a few plays made behind him that should have been made that haven't. He can only blame himself right there.
Coney, I don't know why he wasn't able to make that throw, but my question to you is, why do so many pitchers struggle on the throw to first base?
Austin Nola. Ball 1.
Part of it is practicing this play a lot. One thing, you see the bare hand, he just tries to, you know, there's a big difference between throwing the home plate full with maximum effort and then a little kind of soft toss throw to first base there. Sometimes pitchers aren't adept at that in terms of your arm drops and you end up floating the ball over there and getting underneath it.
I've seen a ton of pitchers who basically have the yips throwing to first base.
They give the error to Urias. He did set his feet, but he just didn't throw it very hard. And now a chance with 2 outs. They should have been out of the inning. And a 2-0 count to Nola. 2-1. slider curve combination, the slurve from Urias. And that straight heat at 95, a four-seam fastball.
Yeah.
That's going to be caught by Vargas, the second baseman. Cody, we got a slurve. If you mitch a slider and a sweeper, is it a sleeper?
Oh, I like it.
Sleeper?
Yeah.
He's a great time doing it. He gets a lineup written out by Bob Melvin, and then he takes the lineup card, draws that out. The players love it. Bob Melvin said they got the best lineup in baseball.
Wow. We got the U.S. Golf Open coming up. It's like watching the guy, carve the names into the trophy. That is serious stuff. And he's not a great handwriter, is he, Buster?
No, apparently his handwriting is more like a sports writer's handwriting. Not good.
Doctors and sports writers, only legible to the people that are writing it. I'm guilty of that. No one. I can't even read what I write. So we're in the top of the fifth inning. It's still 2-0 San Diego. And Joe Musgrove tonight has not given up a hit. He has walked 3 with 5 strikeouts. And that swing is fouled off from Miguel Vargas. Hey, Vargas' father, Lazaro, was a Cuban star, right, for 22 years.
Yep, Lázaro Vargas.
His dad's picture's on a postage stamp in Cuba, so Miguel had a lot to live up to growing up. And this has got some English on it, and Musgrove will go to first base. And a non-Urias throw over. He fired a fastball for the first out. Stream out of every out-of-market MLB game now available at a new low price starting at $119.99. Blackout other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. On Sundays we rely on our MLB.tv. Eddie Jacobson, the producer, requires us to be here 4 or 5 hours early, so we're often watching games on MLB.tv.
Sometimes even in the air, trying to fly there, right?
Absolutely awesome. Watching TV, streaming it live in the air on an airplane. Yeah, the Pirates have certainly been one of the teams people have been watching this year, playing very good baseball. Losing to Toronto today, still 5 games over 500. Peralta walked his first time up. Sends that into the seats. A pitcher as late as 2009 and then converted to the outfield full time, did Peralta, in 2011.
Peralta was with the Cardinals as a pitcher.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
That was impressive how he was able to just say, no, I'm going to hang him up, arm troubles, let's go to the outfield.
Ground, Kim does a nice job to circle it, get in front of it, throw him out. There are 2 down here in
the 5th. Great things happen when good friends get together. So grab a glass, amigo. Our tequila is your tequila. Our casa is your casa.
Star-laden team, the San Diego Padres. You just saw Tatis, Bogarts, and now Manny Machado. Here's Taylor. First pitch, bends in there for a strike at 82 from Musgrove, who is a big dude out there at 6'5", 230 pounds. Imagine how unique that is, Coney. I mean, you grew up in Kansas City, right? You pitch for the, you share that in common with Musgrove.
Yeah, that's a tremendous feeling. Hometown team. San Diego's produced some pitchers over the years.
Yes.
Don Larson, David Wells, Point Loma High School.
Yep. 1
Big birthday coming up for Boomer, right?
Yeah, to David Wells' 60th birthday party Tuesday night in New York, Manhattan.
Your voice picked it up a notch.
Is that a warning?
Are they closing off the bridges? Hey, from New York.
So what do you do? 2-2. You just came inside hard. And Taylor over the head of Cronenworth. He'll round and he'll stay there at first. The first hit of the night for the Dodgers off the end of the bat. Chris Taylor.
See, there are hits and swords. Right there. And excuse me, base hit, you'll take it. Stays up, first hit of the game, and Taylor recognizes it late, the spin, but he's able to find a little bit of barrel off the end. Get it right over Cronenworth.
61 miles an hour off the bat. Here's Betts. He swings the first one, drives this to right. Tatis turns around and now ranges to his left, and he makes the play. Mookie Betts retired for the second time in 3 plate appearances. Angle, then the top of the order in the bottom of the 5th. Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. Got Buster Olney, Eduardo Perez, David Cohen, Carl Ravitch, and the big Fernando Tatis head. You can listen to every MLB game live or on demand, new and included for 23. Watch all minor league baseball and live look-ins on MLB Big Inning. There are no blackouts. The big fella's on deck. First pitch to angle high and wide from Urias. The Padres do when they take the field in the top of the 6th. Joe Musgrove was getting a lot of handshakes and high fives. Whether that's the end of his night, we'll see. This one sky high, right back up here to Petco Park lookout and into the press box. Padres have used this hurdle. They've been 3 games over 500. They have yet to be 4 games over all season long. And they've gotten a lot of good pitching. It's really the offense that hasn't found its groove. They've won 5 of their last 7. They had 5 straight quality starts, and they went 3-2 in those games. Ball strike 3. Urias has locked himself in.
Little cheese at the knees. Right there. Good catch. Good pitch. Little recoil from Urias. Got the call.
First strikeout for Urias. And back to the top of the order, Tatis. It's that hard on the ground, tough, hot Muncy just ate it up and fired across the diamond to get him.
Went after him early, just like he did in his last at-bat. This time on the ground, and Muncy. Perfect throw. Over to Freddie Freeman. Good setup by Max.
And he's 2 for 2 with a double and a single. That scoring change was made last inning. The Ha-Seong Kim ball back to Urias was originally ruled in error. If you looked at the replay, and it looked like he may have beaten it out anyway. Remember, we saw Freeman's foot come off the bag, but they ruled it a single.
Veteran move right here. Something in the eye. Take a look. This will eat up some time.
We'll also take a look at StatCast powered by Google Cloud. 12 hard hit balls, 9 have resulted in outs. And a hard hit ball means anything off the bat at 95 miles an hour or greater. Oftentimes, the reason people focus on hard hit balls, when you hit it harder, the batting average of those balls is generally going to be higher. The expected outcome is going to be greater when you square it up, although we saw a 63-mile-an-hour single off Chris Taylor.
Oh, it's well put, Carl. I mean, generally speaking, the pitcher's trying to keep the ball from being hit hard, and the hitter's trying to hit it hard. So sometimes the Babbitt gods do not smile on you.
Exactly. The 1, Manny. That one is into center field and down, and there's another one. Just as we talk about, 73 miles an hour off the end of Machado's bat, and he's 3 for 3 tonight.
And sometimes they do smile on you.
Right there. 3 for 3 for Manny. Already 2 towards right field, 1 towards left. Get Juan Soto up at the plate with 2 outs.
He calls timeout, and he too has got something in his eye, and Orius is wondering, how are they all getting things in their eyes? I can't imagine, Coney, you're on the mound and this is going on, and you're going to sit there.
Yo, bug in the eye trick.
Yeah.
It's like Cleveland and the midges.
Ooh. Jabba Chamberlain attacked.
The one thing about exit velocity, and Eduardo, you and I have talked about this, there's a big difference between hitting the ball 70-something miles an hour on the ground and being able to dig it and get it to the outfield grass on the fly. And we talk about launch angle and everything. It's not just about hitting the ball in the air for homers. It's about finding the outfield grass, too. Batting averages go significantly higher if you're able to do what Machado did just there, even though he didn't light up the exit velocity.
5 homers on the season for Soto, the left fielder, grounded into a double play his last time up. The 0-1 swing and a miss and a fastball at 95.
See, those are the pitches right there that in 2019 we did not see Juan Soto miss. 2021 we did not see him miss. Now he has to open up the zone a bit, and he's sometimes reluctant to do so, and he leans a lot on the umpires to not give him anything on the buffer zone.
0-2, and this one center field. Outman going back, looked at the wall, and pulls up just in front of the wall. 102 off the bat of Juan Soto, traveled 386 feet, but it ends up in the glove of the center fielder. Through 5 innings here at Petco Park in San Diego. Chard is the main prize as Freeman swings at the first one and pulls it foul. New rules in a lottery, a limit on how high the Penguins can go, and Bedard is out of the question. So there's a whole ping pong ball aspect to the NHL draft. It'll be explained during the draft tomorrow night at 8. Freeman the other way. Soto corner, nice dog off the glove and dropped it. Had a chance to make a nice running catch, had it, and he dropped it. And it continues a trend with outfielders tonight, having a hard time hanging on to it. Going to give him a hit on that play. Freeman.
Yeah, they might have to take another look at this one, because Juan Soto has had that one clears right into the glove, and it's another player that if you ask him, he'll tell you that's a play I have to make, and I make more than 9 out of 10 times. Right off the heel, looks at it and he just clanked it.
Tim Hill warms in the bullpen. Musgrove gives up this shot in the left, and that ball that came in and out of the glove of Soto costs him into second base. Smith with a double, and it's 2-1.
Tony, one thing about these two teams, if you give them outs, they're going to make you pay. We saw what happened in the first inning with the San Diego Padres taking advantage of the mishaps in the outfield, and right now we saw the LA Dodgers do the same right back-to-back, and this time that curveball stayed up.
Yeah, it's a red flag. You start giving up hard contact at this point in the game. That's going to be it for Joe Musgrove.
Musgrove out, gave up his first hit the last inning, and now back-to-back extra base hit sends him to the dugout. And it's a brand new ball game on Sunday Night Baseball. Padres up 2-1. Looks like Tim Hill We're back on Sunday Night Baseball. Started early. James Outman broke back, then broke in off his glove. Ruled a hit. Mookie Betts looking for the wall. Off his glove. Ruled a hit. And then Juan Soto in and out of his glove. Still ruled a hit here in San Diego. Giving out candy in San Diego on Sunday night. And now Tim Hill, the reliever, in the first pitch that Muncy sees. He swings at and fouls it off. 33 years young. Sidewinder, Timothy Hill. Formerly of the Royals, Grenada Hills Charter High School in LA, California. Undrafted out of high school in the 01.
Key word in all of that I heard is still a hit, because the one that Juan Soto dropped should be an error.
I think these outfielders got to go to the pitcher's lockers and find the stickum, put them in the glove.
That one elevated a little bit. 2 balls and a strike. Muncy, prior to this at bat, had taken 7 of the 8 pitches that he saw. 4 of them were called strikes. He's got the lowest swing rate in baseball, and yet leads the majors in homers, leads the league in homers. Holds up there. Snell last night. He retired all 3 that he faced on 8 pitches. In his last 2 outings, he's retired all 6 that he has faced on 13 pitches. He's about to throw his 6th to Muncy. Got him. Rising fastball, and he slaps his glove. It's a big out of Muncy.
Can't be a comfortable at bat for a lefty from this guy. Throwing from that down low. Getting that pitch to ride up in the zone. Up jumped the boogie.
To the boogity beat?
Exactly.
Here you go. Rojas is going to hit for Jason Hayward. And that'll send Nola out to just remind you, we got a new hitter up here, obviously. Take a look at the game track brought to you by Geico and the numbers on our 2 starting pitchers tonight. Musgrove was outstanding until he gave up that 1 hit. So far, 1 earned run allowed. 3 walks. Urias after the first really settled in.
A little bit unlucky on Urias' side, but he certainly rebounded and has his team in this game.
What do we make of the Dodgers' dominance over the Padres regular season relative to a rivalry? Does a win in a division series now sort of make it a rivalry? People will always argue, well, it's a rivalry when the 2 teams can beat each other, not when one team has dominated the other.
No, these teams, they're going to go at it this year. I think obviously the schedule is different with a more balanced schedule, so there won't be as much head-to-head competition, which puts a premium on the games that they do play against each other.
Strike 1 to Miguel Rojas. Mookie really wouldn't answer it other than to say the Yankees-Red Sox is a little more vitriol to it. Is this the best rivalry in baseball?
Right now it is. Coming off of last year in that big playoff series. This town was lit up when the Padres knocked off the Dodgers in postseason.
Rojas was with the Marlins Dodgers. This one to right center field. And it's caught out there by Engel, and he fires it back in quickly. Pinch hitter Rojas retired on a fly ball to center.
You know, on the other side of it, the Dodgers are the envy of the industry. In a year they're supposedly sort of retooling, they have the best farm system still in the game, and more on the way. And still finds themselves right in the middle of it. Still a very formidable team.
Yeah, and there are the numbers with regards to their success as a team. And remember, individually, and this guy certainly in this Rookie of the Year conversation, the Dodgers have won 18 of them. Bellinger, the most recent. The franchise won 5 in a row from 92 to 96 with guys like Karros, Piazza, Mondesi, Nomo, Todd Hollinsworth. Outman was an unbelievable football player and baseball player in high school. Linebacker, tight end. Sarah High School. He swings and slashes this one into foul territory. Machado gave it a long run, and he spilled into the net and over the wall out there. It looks like he's going to be okay with the assistance of a Dodger fan to help unleash the net.
Big
Former
tuna.
Dodger, yeah.
Big tuna right there. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. They threw him back.
It's like roller derby. Get back in there.
Former football player high. He certainly appears to be okay, but that one got him up in the head area.
He rolled with it nicely, hitting him right on the shoulder. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Anything that comes towards you, right or left, you're supposed to roll towards the catcher.
Front shoulder for Outman, and for a kid that led his high school football team as a middle linebacker to several championships. He'll wear that one and run down to first base. Get the sense he's hit a lot of people harder than that baseball hit him. We'll take a timeout. Bob Melvin's going back to his bullpen. Manny Machado getting some help, getting unleashed from the net. They threw him back. Now on the mound for San Diego. Hill did get the strikeout of Muncie, but after that, the hit batter of Outman, and now Wilson will deal with Miguel Vargas. 2 men on, Dodgers down a run, 2 outs here in the 6th. That first pitch sails high and inside. Just against the Dodgers on Saturday in the 9th inning. Like Hill, 16 appearances, so those 2 guys have been worked. And he's behind 2-0. Joe Musgrove train was rolling, and now all of a sudden the bullpen is in. The game is taken on a very different feel. Three and 0. Pitch walk, and the bases are loaded with Dodgers.
Wilson wants to know where that pitch was. It was a few inches outside, not even close.
Well, he walks slowly to first base. You guys were both right. That Freeman double, which was originally ruled a double, has been changed to an error on Soto. And now a huge chance for David Peralta. Veteran left fielder batting 8th with the bases loaded. First pitch, high, ball 1. Wilson's thrown 5 pitches, all balls. K-zone like that one, and that's going to quickly prompt a meeting on the mound.
Good visit right here. Wilson's clearly flustered a bit with the strike zone, openly questioning the calls.
Not doing himself any favors, is he, either?
No. Been there, done that. It never works. Those guys have the final ruling, right or wrong.
Ruben Niebla, longtime pitching coach here in San Diego, talks to the 28-year-old. So Freeman reached second on the error by Soto, then driven in by Will Smith, his 16th RBI, which was a double. He's now at third base. Outman's at second. Vargas is at first. Right down the middle at 95 to even it up 1-1. 2 homers, 14 runs batted in on the season for the left-handed hitting Peralta. Out of play. Now a strike away from getting out of it and keeping a 2-1 lead. Popped up, playable. Both Bogaerts and Kim say they got it. Kim is the one to catch it. And they will leave the bases loaded. Frustration for Peralta. And a good job out of the pen by Steven Wilson after a meeting on the mound. Pays off going on. Eduardo asked him about it. He said, nope, no sun, no issue, my bad. So it stays 2-1, and here's Bogaerts. And the first pitch from Urias misses high and away. His pitch count is very economical, 68 after that first inning.
And he's a strike-throwing machine. Probably his best quality on the mound is fearlessness.
Yeah.
He will challenge anybody at any time. Coming into this inning, 25 for 30 strikes on 4-seam fastballs.
Great numbers against the Padres in his career as he does fall behind 3-0 here. An 11-game start, and it's got a 7-1 record with a 2.56 ERA.
Not surprised here if he has the green light, even leading off this inning.
That has hurt Julio so far this season. 8 homers in the last 5 games that he started, which is the most career he's given up in any 5-game start span.
Ball 4.
That misses inside the leadoff walk here in the 6th inning. And Bogaerts goes to first.
We made our own tequila, so we'd always have a reason to get together, so you'd always have a reason to get together. Grab a glass, amigo. Our casa is your casa.
See Almonte warms up. Urias fires that first pitch, and the boomstick. Nelly Cruz looks at ball 1. Good meeting here, too.
Yeah, I mean, you want to stop it right now because you read the body language. That's one thing catchers have to be. They not only do you have to frame pitches, you have to swing the bat, you have to be a psychiatrist too. You got to read the body language of your pitcher. You got to roll with the punches and then know when to go out there and calm them down and know the right thing to say.
That being said, it buys time also for Almonte to get ready for Kim if necessary, who hits behind Cronenworth.
The ageless one, Nelly Cruz, 0 for 2 tonight. Right down Broadway at the bottom of the zone for a strike.
I mean, it's no mystery that a lot of Major League Baseball managers are former catchers. They have to encompass a lot of skill sets.
Look at the numbers in 23 for Cruz, over 40, and he looks at a good pitch, a changeup at 88. Strike 3, and Cruz knew it. Urias, great bounce back. Only his 2nd strikeout of the night. Will Smith redirected the ship right back on its course.
I'm guessing. He was sitting soft, sitting changeup most likely. And you see it by the reaction he had right there. Said a couple words in Spanish on his way in.
Left on left for Cronenworth. Swings at the first one and fouls that off.
A few years back, we had the luxury to have Hank Aaron in our booth in Atlanta before he passed, and he was the first one to say, I was a guess hitter, but I usually guessed right. And it's educated guesses. And it's okay if you have and you know that pitcher really well.
Could you tell a guess hitter versus somebody who was not guessing and kind of sensed they knew what was coming, etc.?
That's part of the art of pitching, is reading the body language of the hitter, yes, and you make educated guesses along the way, or you make bets. They don't all work out, but yeah, that's part of it.
Ball. Ida Cronenworth, another one of the players lavished with a new contract, 7 years, an extension worth $80 million, and that new deal begins in 2024. Braves and the Padres have long-term deals to a lot of players on their teams.
2-1.
Murray slaps his chest, frustrated to be behind Cronenworth.
Talking about investments in players, I can tell you this: the speculation is running rampant among executives around baseball over what's going to happen with Shohei Ohtani and his free agency in the winter. Two teams most mentioned to me: Dodgers, Padres.
Sure. There's the guy A.J. Preller, who has handed out all the contracts to these guys.
Remember, the Padres made the biggest offer during the wintertime to trade Turner before he signed with Philadelphia. They made the biggest offer to Aaron Judge, and the offer they made to Xander Bogaerts was 75% higher than what the Red Sox offered.
Big pitch, 3-2. And Cronenworth fouls it off as Bogaerts was on the move.
So you mean to tell me this is an I-5 dilemma? Does he want to come south or north? From where he is right now with the Angels.
Ohtani's former general manager is sitting in Queens right now with a pretty significant owner. Billy Epler, the one who signed Ohtani.
3-2. Bogaerts stays put. Cronenworth gone, caught by Smith. Back-to-back punch-outs by Urias.
One thing that Julio gets is excellent spin on all of his pitches, including that four-seamer. So that 94 to 95 mile an hour fastball plays up. It's in the 90th percentile in terms of spin rate. Gives it that jumping action, life through the zone.
Way inside to Ha-Seong Kim, who backs out of the way.
How about Dave Roberts right here as well? Has Almonte ready, but he has his #1 guy on the mound. And after that visit that Smith had, Urias is back to his old self, and he's hedging his bet right now that Urias can get Kim out.
Still throwing very similar velocity. Going into the first, 95 miles an hour has been pretty consistent for him. Kim hooked one down the line for a homer earlier in this series. He's got 3 this season, and this one off the knob of the bat. He got jammed and still able to get it in front of Outman. Right down on his fists, and Ha-Seong Kim is at first with a single, first and second with 2 down. Dave Roberts gave him a chance to get Kim, but that's going to be all for Julio Urias.
Love that he gave him the opportunity. He got in his kitchen. Yet Kim strong enough to be able to get it out in the outfield for that base hit.
Timeout at Petco Park. Kim fingers still vibrating from getting jammed there. The jam is the Dodgers now. Bullpen. Julio Urias out of the game. He went into the 6th inning, 2 runs, 2 earned, the walk, the 3 Ks, responsible for the 2 runners on. But boy, it felt like it could get away real quick, and he hung in there.
He really did. He didn't get a lot of help in that first inning, but kept the game right to where it is now. And those 2 base runners are in this man's fate.
Yency Almonte 2-0 with an ERA of 7.5 in 14 games. And the pinch hitter, one of the better stories so far this season, has been this kid right here, Brett Sullivan. Kind of the Padres version of Drew Maggi, a 29-year-old journeyman catcher, 8 years in the minors. And Luis Campusano got hurt. He got a chance, and he's made the most of it. And a big spot here with 2 on. And ball 1 from Almonte.
Ball.
Tight zone. Almonte wanted that one, but it's 2-0.
Can't get too big here. A lot of movement from Almonte. If he tries to pull this ball, got a lot of run.
Good swing at it from Sullivan when he fouls it back. Double and a home run against Cincinnati on Wednesday.
Hang on.
Ball. Got the count in his favor, 3-1. Adam Engel on deck.
Be surprised if Engel hits. If his turn comes up, you got Grisham that can easily come in.
And there you see Trent Grisham. Sullivan expanded the zone there. That pitch was outside. Would have been ball 4 to load him up, but he swung at it and fouled it off. 3-2 now. And Almonte got him. He threw a sweeper. And that ends the inning. Sullivan retired. They leave 2 on. Both teams had chances the last half innings and couldn't deliver.
Sweeper put him to sleeper.
Personalized just for you. Download the MLB app today. First pitch to Chris Taylor as we start the top of the 7th inning of a 2-1 game. Both these teams, they combined have left 13 on, and they are 3 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Dodgers have left 7 on in the last 4 innings.
Carl, I don't want to go home. Can I just stay here?
Yes, David, you can.
Can I stay here till the solstice?
Okay. Let's get it right.
2-1. You were an agitator, aren't you? You were the kid in class. I respect that.
Okay, it's an equinox, right?
Yeah, but I just don't like working out.
Exactly. Equinox.
Great off-speed pitch from Wilson. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The sweeper. You know, social media was all over it. Apparently, it's not a fall solstice. It's an equinox.
Well, little astronomy there.
Fall and spring, right?
Here we go.
Winter and summer.
I'm not saying a word again.
Solstice is winter and summer.
Yep.
Fouled off the plate.
All right.
Who was it, Brick? I mean, we need Brick, right? He was a weatherman, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
We need Brick. Let's go full scale back to the top with the anchorman as Nick Martinez warms up for the Padres. Taylor then the top of the order. Swing and a miss. 94 miles an hour, and Taylor punched out.
Just good spin away. Great shot at the efficiency of that 4-seam spin.
A quiet night for this guy, Mookie Betts. There's that spin on that sweeper to get ahead 0-1. That's a good pitch. 0-2. Freddie Freeman waits on deck in a 1-run ball game. Yes, he did, says the first base umpire. And Betts punched out. DJ Rayburn made the call.
Get him to chase on the first one, and then you hit the spot on the second, and that's what made him think. Tried to hold up right here, but just could not. Excellent pitch by Wilson.
Wilson punches out Taylor, punches out Betts, and then gets taken out of the game for Nick Martinez. It'll be Martinez against the lefty. The great Freddie Freeman coming up when we come back in a one-run game. One swing can change it all.
It's an equalizer. Goes with the cutter first, but lefties have a ground ball rate of 57% against Nick Martinez this season, trying to keep the ball in the park.
Misses in a 208 average. Lefties are 10 for 52 against him, a 333 slug with a 603 OPS. Wilson had just dominated Taylor and Mookie Betts. So Freddie's numbers against lefties versus the righties.
That's one thing Bob Melvin has talked about with us, is even in Oakland with Billy Beane, that the thing he likes the most about all the new information under the umbrella of analytics is matchups.
Yep.
And he would always say, well, it's all in the algorithm. But part of it is the changeup, as Eduardo mentioned.
1-2. Bogarts is right there. Freeman is out. Melvin's move pays off. And Martinez walks off. Padres come to the plate. It'll be Engel and then back to Fernando. Remind everybody, Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by Mass Mutual. Talk to us today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. May 7th, 2016. Time stood still when Bart went yard.
Bart's probably pitching in the Mexican League tonight, too. Going 6 innings and having a little Casamigos afterwards.
He was at Citi Field throwing out the first pitch today, and he apparently threw it 94 miles an hour.
On the black with movement.
Back here on Sunday Night Baseball, Trent Grisham announces the pinch hitter. Yency Almonte is still on the mound for the Dodgers, so it'll be Grisham and then Tatis and Machado. The Padres try to extend the lead that they've had since scoring 2 in the first. The Dodgers, they got their run back in the 6th inning. That's all the scoring tonight, and Almonte starts him off with another one of those sweepers to get ahead 0-1. Bob Melvin was talking about Grisham and his tremendous play in center field. There's very few get jumps on the ball like this guy does. He attacks the ball in center field. Of course, last year in the postseason, right, became a home run hitting fiend.
Yeah, he mentioned that coming in on the play-in, the low line drives that most center fielders back up on or stay or play it safe, he comes and attacks it as well as anybody probably since Andrew Jones.
Yeah.
Great Braves center fielder.
0-2 on the ground. Just an easy play to throw him out at first, and there's one down.
Unrivaled taste, pure refreshment. The people who share the same spirit share the same beer. This Bud's for you.
And here's Fernando Tatis. Doubled, scored a run in the first, made a terrific defensive play. And that's strike 1. He's been very aggressive. 3 at bat, 5 pitches. He put the last 3 pitches prior to that one that he has seen in play. That didn't appear to get much of the K zone at all, but called a strike.
I used to get that pitch.
Like that pitch.
A lot.
A lot.
The 1992 strike zone.
The great Eric Gregg. Frank Pulley.
Coney, we didn't get a chance. We had Urias and Musgrove who were outstanding, but think about these two staffs and the veterans like Kershaw and Darvish, and how they both still appear to be at or near their peak form. Kershaw's been incredible this year.
He really has. He's got life in his body again, all of his pitches.
field. And we'll get a pitch violation on the Dodgers. So that'll be the first ball charged to Yency Almonte. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Throws wildly. And now a lot of pitchers, Eduardo, we've seen this when you have 2 strikes, Cody. They'll deal with a violation. I'm good. I got 2 strikes. I can waste one. I'm going to take some time, and I'll get the ball. I can have that penalty. I'm okay.
And it's happened in multiple games already today, including this one, where a lot of the relievers, 0-2, they'll take that extra 15 seconds to be able to regroup and be able to make an effective pitch on 1-2.
Tatis held up, and now it's 3-2. Swing and a miss. What a backdoor sweeper. Sweeper, the vogue pitch of the night here at Petco Park.
Well, all you need is a flinch. When a lot of people will call this a backup slider, but you see Tatis kind of flinch, and then the emergency swing as he recognizes spin at the last minute. But here comes the flinch, just a little bit on the front leg. Slight jelly leg was all that was needed.
How are you on all the definitions of the pitches now? The sweeper, the slur, the slider, are you good with them, or do we really know what each one is?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. You know, if people get excited about different qualifications or categorizing different pitches, you know, the key is you know, the study of the spin and the spin axis is so prominent in today's game. Every pitch is measured, not only on how it spins, how tightly it spins, but the seam orientation.
Manny, left field. And he knows he didn't get it. He puts the bat down, and it is caught out there by Peralta. Spin to win. That's where we are in Major League Baseball in 2023. 8th inning coming up. Padres 2. And it's available on ESPN Deportes, ESPN Radio. We'll start things off from Fenway, 6 Eastern. Baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. All right, 8th inning, and the middle of the order up for Los Angeles against Nick Martinez. And this ball to the gap in right center field. Grisham's going over. He can't get it. It's cut off before it hits the wall, but give Will Smith his 2nd double of the night. Trent Grisham into center field, and he could not come up with a gem.
I'll tell you this, if he can't come up with it, not many can. From where he started on the left side of the field to be able to get there, took a nice round to it, extended, and no chance. Good job by Tatis covering, bringing it back into the infield and keeping him at second base.
Exactly. He saved a triple right there, potentially.
Here's Muncy. Strike 1 from Nick Martinez. And the Dodgers have had chances all night long. They are 1 of 6 runners in scoring position. They've left 7 on.
See a little gamesmanship going on there, holding the ball.
Sure was.
This is where hitters got to pay attention to the pitch clock. Don't get in the box too quickly, because you'll allow that pitcher to hold the ball.
Hitter's got to be engaged with 8 seconds left. He calls. Did Max Muncy timeout?
We're just scratching the surface on the gamesmanship between pitcher and hitter here, with regards to the clock.
2 strikes. 91-mile-an-hour cutter.
Nothing worse, Eduardo, I would imagine, as a hitter, where you're frozen in that box. You're standing there potentially 6, 7, 8, 9 seconds. See, right now, he's waited. Perfect. Get in there at 10 seconds.
Good job by Sullivan, who's now behind the plate.
Thank you. And traditionally, Muncy has been a very methodical hitter, taking his time, analyzing, evaluating everything, his swing, what the pitcher is trying to do against him.
So you get in too soon, then you can't call timeout. You got to hold the bat there for 15 seconds. So he's waiting, now acknowledging at the 12-second, 11-second mark.
Way inside the Muncy at 94.
The game within the game in today's game.
But once the hitter's used his timeout, you're stuck. You got to stay in the box. So good job by Muncy here of waiting. Now start the clock again. Same thing. Wait. Don't get in there too soon. Well done by Muncy right here. Don't allow the pitcher to freeze you and hold the ball in.
3-2. Smith off second. 2-1 Padres. Ball 4 from Nick Martinez.
And even if you're up by 1, not a bad pitch right there. Hats off to Muncy. Yes, you put the go-ahead run on with no outs. Force the Dodgers to make a move.
Tried a little backdoor cutter. Muncy can eyeball some pitches with the best of them.
The Dodgers sent Michael Bush up to pinch hit for Hayward. See, number 83 Bush was recalled at the end of April. He replaced Muncy on the paternity list, made his debut, notched his first career hit, and RBI, had a single that night in Pittsburgh. AAA Oklahoma City, he was hitting .337, 2 homers and 16 runs batted in. What a spot for Michael Bush, thrust right into this rivalry on a Sunday night. Nobody out in the 8th inning. We got runners at first and second, nobody out. We don't ever seem to play for the 1 run anymore. Is Bush's real goal, if you're not going to knock him in, to get him over?
You're looking for something you can pull, without a doubt.
So Martinez and Bush in on the corners. First pitch is down, ball 1. Some power in this bat of Bush. Oof, that one is going to go foul.
So you're in the 8th inning, you got nobody out. Old school, would you bunt?
That's what I was thinking. He's not.
Old school?
You're on the road, you're down by 1.
Not with Bush, though.
1-1. Inside, Sullivan blocks it. 2022, Bush hit 32 home runs and had 108 runs batted in between AA and AAA.
He probably had some bunted since high school.
Exactly. That's why, not with Bush.
First round pick, he was a Tar Heel out of North Carolina. 2-1. 2-2.
Now you go after the chase.
First out here in the 8th inning.
Called pitching backwards. Couple of changeups in this sequence. You get 2 strikes. Get him looking for something else, as Eduardo said before. Whenever you see a hitter take a fastball down the middle and react like that, he's looking for something else.
And now James Outman. Dodgers youth movement. Very different year for the Dodgers, showing itself here in this game.
And even guessing could happen to the veteran players. We saw it with Nelson Cruz earlier. Bush also right there, guessing soft, making sure I don't chase, I don't chase. Next thing you know, right by you with a heater.
Buster Outman struggled in college, didn't he?
Yeah, he batted .253 in both his sophomore and junior years at Sacramento State, but the Dodgers bet on it, his athleticism, took him 7th round, 244th player overall. He worked on his swing, and here he is making an impact in the big leagues.
1 ball, 1 strike. too.
And there's always that one guy that fights for you. In this case, it was Josh Burns, who fought for Outman, wanted him, and the Dodgers obliged him, picked him. The rest has been history.
Nobody does it better than the Dodgers.
Right.
Especially finishing in first place. They've had a lot of low draft picks. Still have found a way to make it work. That's why they are the envy of the industry with their player development side.
Smith at second, Muncy at first. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. And this ball to left field. Soto going back. He'll stop there. Smith will retreat and stay at second base as Outman flies out. Third time tonight he's put it in the air and been caught.
Just think about the decisions that have been made. You bring in Bush to hit for Rojas. Usually if it was Miguel Rojas, you keep him in the bunt, right? Good bunter. Instead, he decides to go for the young power guy. That's why the bunt wasn't put into play. He's going to trust his young players. He did, and right now, 0 for 2 and runners still at first and second.
Now it's Vargas. First pitch is too far in, 1-0.
Yeah, it's kind of classic. You don't play for a tie on the road. You're playing to win. Going for a big inning, first and second, nobody out.
One for 8 runners in scoring position, Dodgers. And on a line, Bogarts is there. He leaps and makes the play. The Dodgers have left 9 men on base. The line drive caught by Xander Bogarts. What did Bob Melvin say? He makes the plays he's supposed to make. In the heel of the glove, he hangs on. Back Sunday Night Baseball, Juan Soto steps to the plate. And Juan Soto's pre-pitch routine has changed dramatically. Just want to go back and show you what Soto was doing in 2022 pre-pitch clock. He's still going through a whole bunch of different machinations with his feet. But we got a clock up on what he did in 2022, and now he is obviously locked in and ready to go. He's already seen one pitch. It's called the strike. He hasn't yet settled in. Back in 2022, a little ear scratch. So some batters obviously are affected more. Juan Soto, 30 seconds before he locked in on the pitcher last year, and he has seen 2 pitches already, and this one's an infield hit. That total clip, Cody, was 34 seconds, and Juan Soto smiles because he knows I'll take a hit like that over a ball that travels off 101 off my bat into a glove.
Sometimes you need those, right? And Juan Soto's all smiles with it. When you're not feeling too comfortable at the plate, and you pull another one on the ground like that, look, you'll take it. Miguel Vargas had no chance of being able to get Juan Soto once it got past the pitcher.
Yeah, the heck with exit velocity. Give me a knock.
Victor Gonzalez didn't have much chance either. It went under his glove. He's pitching now the lefty for Los Angeles. Strike 1 to Bogarts, turned out of the way.
And that was Juan Soto's routine. Don't think we picked out one of the longest ones. That was what he used to do all the time, starting an at-bat.
Bogarts on the ground. Fielded, tag, not. Yes, they out of the baseline. They get the runner going to second base. And a throw to first, not in time. They called Soto for getting out of the base paths as Vargas went to tag him.
Good call there, even though he did not have the ball in the glove. Getting off the baseline there by John Lipka, second base.
Nelson Cruz swings and misses. I mean, when we were kids, we would always get into rundowns and you try. What else is he supposed to do besides jump out of the way?
How many times did you tag somebody in the glove and you got the ball in your hand?
Never.
Remember Albert Bell?
Sure do.
Fernando Vina.
So that's what you do, just blow him up?
We counted that in the backyard, though. That's the old electric play.
Of course.
Well, what happened in that play was the first time Albert Bell actually was tagged by Vigna. Eddie Murray came in and told him, look, next time you just have to run right through him. He said, yes, sir.
Cruz fouls that out of play.
Next time, Kate. Next time, Pat.
Thanks, buddy.
Albert Bell's one scary dude.
Yeah, he didn't say kill him. You just need to run him over.
I think it was Joey back then, too.
Yes. 1-2 to Cruz. And this one towards the seats. And Mookie gives a look, and it gets into them. We heard that story several times. Fernando Vigna, former Baseball Tonight analyst. He would tell us all about the time that Joey Albert Bell blew him up. Memorable moment.
Hit him so hard it knocked the enamel off his teeth.
Victor Gonzalez recalled on April 22nd. First time since August 21 he's back in the majors, and Nelson Cruz chased and he's gone. They saw Josh Hader warming up, the ultimate weapon in that Padres bullpen. Tomorrow night, ESPN Plus, game 1 of the American League West matchup, the Astros and the Angels. Coverage starts 9:30 Eastern time. Shohei Trout and the Houston Astros. Boy, the Astros pitching all of a sudden. The injuries, the surgeries. We did the game. Urquidy left with a shoulder. Is going to have season-ending surgery. Gonzalez ahead of Cronenworth. 1 ball now, 1 strike.
That division feels wide open all of a sudden. Rangers, Angels, Mariners.
Yep. Texas hammered the Angels today 16-8. Seattle beat Houston 3-1. Chris Bochy's got him at 20-13. Houston, Seattle 17-17, and the Angels 19-16. It's low from Gonzalez.
It's kind of a good question for Buster, as everybody's talking about these injuries, and why don't you make a trade? Well, you can't make trades this time of year, generally speaking. This year's trade deadline may be a bit of a disappointment because there's so many teams in this race.
Yep.
It's hard to know who the pretenders and who the contenders are.
2-2 to Cronenworth.
Cody, that's the early forecast. I'm hearing from executives. They think it's going to be an absolutely dead trade deadline. There might be a few big names that are dealt, but generally speaking, they think there are going to be very few options for contenders to trade for.
Runner goes on the 2-2, and this one up the middle, but it's going to stay in the air, and it's an easy play for Chris Taylor. Well, it's Hader time. We head to the 9th. It'll be Peralta, Taylor, and Mookie Betts against that guy when we come back on Sunday Night Baseball. Josh Hader into the game, the 5th Padre pitcher, and to this point, Musgrove, Hill, Wilson, and Martinez, 8 innings, just 3 hits, no earned runs. Trace Thompson will pinch it for Los Angeles to start. The numbers for Hader are incredible. And here we go in the 9th. He misses in 94, checks his feet, landing spot on the mound. The home plate umpire saw the same thing we did. We see this in Little League all the time, where the kids complain about the landing spot. Sometimes it's where the rubber is. What's the vital part of the landing spot?
Well, the key is that if there's the other hole that's already been dug out by the other pitchers, usually the starter, you can land half in and half out. It can be very dangerous, or it can be very disconcerting if you're on the mound. And if you can't get it right, then you've got to do this.
Let's go over the guys that have pitched without issues.
Well, he came out firing tonight with his good stuff. Curveballs dropping off the table all night long for Joe Musgrove. And then a little help from his friends. A little upshoot from the lefty, paint from the righty, and a little sweeper. And then again, caught him looking. So good execution of pitching backwards by the relievers. Joe Musgrove had his A game on.
5 innings for Joe, 2 hits, an earned run. He walked 3, he struck out 5. As they found that dirt clay combo. So that Josh Hader will not slip when he throws. He immediately looked down after that first pitch.
I think it was more landing half in and half out. He almost rolled his ankle over there, and that's when you get a little psyched out when you're a pitcher. You can deal with a hole if you can kind of dig it out or dig out your own hole. But if where you're landing is half in and half out of another pitcher's hole, then you can't deal with it. It becomes dangerous almost.
Right.
So either you move on the rubber and try to land in a different spot, or you call in the ground screw.
He and Emmanuel Clase of the Guardians tied with 11 saves, most in the majors, 96th percentile. And above an expected batting average, expected slugging, expected ERA. He's about as good as it gets in baseball. And it's 1-0 to Thompson. Now 2 balls, no strikes to Trace Thompson. On the ground. 2-0 pitch turns into a ground ball out. 1 down.
Swung at Hader's pitch. Down and in. Gonna get the bat head out. Well executed by Hader.
Taylor, top of the order. Six home runs for Chris Taylor on the season. Hader does not give up many of those. First pitch sails high, 1-0. His current scoreless streak is 10 innings. And Taylor left field, short of the track. 2 down. Comes Mookie Betts. For 4 with the strikeout in his career against the lefty. The first pitch too far in. Most of the crowd here at Petco on its feet. Mookie swings and fouls that back.
Hader's really a unicorn in terms of holding the ball with 2 seams, but it rides. So they call it a sinker, but it doesn't sink. It's more like a 4-seamer with a 2-seam grip.
Way inside with Freeman on deck. Hader finds himself behind 3-1. 43,994. 13th sellout of the season. 3-1 pitch. That ball is hammered to left field. Off the bat of Betts, and it's gonna find the seats. Mookie Betts game-tying home run on 6th home run of the season, arguably the biggest home run of the season. Mookie Betts ties it in the 9th.
And with a guy like this that made a play in the first inning that should have been made, he wanted redemption and he got it. In the 9th inning, fastball. Inside, gets his hands in. Big time home run for Mookie.
Tony, you fell behind 3-1, and Mookie blasted it 99 miles an hour over the wall, traveled 395 feet.
Mookie, quick hands. That ball in the inside corner. Beat him to the spot.
Freddie now the other way, and this one Soto says I have. He still backs up, but he makes the play. But not before Mookie Betts buzzkills the Padres and their fans. Had they gotten Betts out, it would have been their first series sweep versus the Dodgers in the regular season since the June 21 sweep. There was the postseason last year, but now the Padres need some